We say what they can't radio.
Welcome back to the Melanated universe.
Welcome everybody out there in our universe. We are here. We got a very special show today.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so excited.
Yes, indeed. We have two guests here with us, but I'm gonna make you wait just a little bit because I want to build that anticipation for you just a little. But just know that these guests got me excited.
Yes, they're what we call our local celebrities.
So if I'm excited, then I ain't gonna say nothing else. We can go into the business highlights so we can get to it.
Yes. So today's first business shout out is a vegan deli called Soul Sips.
Yes.
As you guys know, I'm vegetarian. Well, I'm transitioning to be vegetarian.
I'm part-time.
Nah, you're more like per diem.
I'm making an effort, and that's what counts.
You just had beef before we got here.
Why you
Yeah, I'm talking about it.
Why you telling all my business? Ain't nobody talking about you drinking milk?
I have almond milk. Thank you. Yes. No cow's milk.
She just started that like a month ago.
Like 2 months ago. Thank you.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's Soul Sips. It's on Wilson Avenue in Bushwick. I saw it on Facebook. And it's the owner is a young girl. She's like in her 20s, and I think she got started from
Melanated.
Just selling like vegan stuff while she was in college. Wow. And from there, she took off. She got her own little spot. It's really quaint. It's very small, probably as big as this table. No, I'm kidding. It's a little bit bigger, but it's very small and intimate. And it was packed when I got there yesterday.
Outstanding.
I had her famous bacon, egg, and cheese.
That didn't have no.
It was meat. No meat, no real animal. Cheese, anything. Yeah. But it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I would buy it again.
And just FYI, she messed me up because I knew she was going to get some vegan food, but then she told me she was going to get a bacon, egg, and cheese.
He's like, "Oh, get me one."
So I'm like, "Wait a minute, they do vegan bacon, egg, and cheese? Now go ahead, pick me one up. Let me see what that's about."
But I enjoyed it. They had this sauce, and I'm like, all right, let me try the sauce. I dipped it in the sauce. Man, that thing was so hot. I'm driving. I'm like,
and I gotta be honest. I did not so much enjoy mine, but that's only because I'm still transitioning.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So your taste buds are still used to the taste of meat and things.
Right.
Yeah.
So right now, I just got to give myself time. I'm stubborn, so I'm going to try again and again until I find the one that's right.
Or you just try different things. Maybe that one is not for you. You try something else there. So
I like vegan turkey bacon.
Yeah.
That's just all confusing for me. Well, that whole sentence right there, that whole sentence messed me up because I saw it in the supermarket. It's like,
and it's funny because I don't really care for it too much.
Right? So it's vegan turkey bacon. There's just so much wrong with that, man. Well, all right, we gonna stop.
But there's also I don't know if they have it, but there's vegan ground beef.
That.
But it's not really beef or meat, obviously. It looks and tastes. It's amazing. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Soul Sips. That's in Bushwick on Wilson Avenue.
203 Wilson.
Yes, and also the second place I wanted to shout out was My Cozy Cozy.
Yes.
So as you guys know, we have All That Fun, and right now for the month of February, My Cozy Cozy has partnered.
You said February.
I'm sorry. What month?
I had to process that one real quick. All right, yeah,
pregnant brain. That's the pregnant brain. I'm sorry.
She get a pass.
Right now for the month of May that we're in, every Wednesdays from 10 to 12, My Cozy Cozy is joining All That Fun at our open play. She pretty much do what I do, but she caters more to like the infants and the really smaller toddlers. I don't really know what to do with them. I'm like,
and to me, because I like the songs, I was saying,
I'm like, if they can walk, if they can climb, all right, I got you. But the ones that are still crawling or you kind of hold, I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I kind of partner with her, and yeah, she does like music with them, and she has like the sensory toys with the instruments. And we took our 20-month-old to open play last Wednesday, and he loved it. She has bubbles at the end.
He slept so long.
He did. He loved it. And she plays she's West Indian, so she plays lots of like different musics and things like that. It's really cool. The kids had a great time. We had a full house. So yeah, so I just really wanted to take the time to shout out Miss Nat from My Cozy Cozy.
And just so I point this out, and I joke a lot, but you gotta get serious sometimes, right? This is a great example and I didn't tell the missus I was gonna say this, but it's a great example of black networking. You got two black female entrepreneurs coming together. Yeah. They both have a similar target audience, slightly different, but now when they combined, they were able to get the whole pot.
Right.
And they had an amazing response from the guests, and I love to see stuff like that.
Right, and like we mentioned in our last episode, you know, a lot of times, you know, we get intimidated to work with people who are in our industry because we feel like it takes away from us. But my motto is, can't nobody do what I do, right. And I can't do what you do, even if we're in the same industry. Yeah. We all have our own little flavor. Yeah. So, you know, it's okay to network and merge together. Yes. It'll only make your project more dynamic. That's my opinion.
And last thing I'm talking about that is, listen, when you combine with other people to work on projects, doesn't matter if it's business or anything else, right? Stop looking at it as the power of addition, because it really isn't. It's exponential. I know, I learned that word recently. I want to keep using it, right? But that means, like, you know, when you see the square, the little number up top, that's what that is. So it's not, you know, it's not two business owners, you know, 2 + 2 is 4. It's 2 business owners with 2 up there. It's still 4, but I know what I'm saying. And if you're smart, you know what I'm saying, because you're probably much smarter than that than I am. All right? So it's exponential. Work together, and you will get way more than double the results as if you were doing it by yourself.
Yes. Correct. I agree. Work harder.
Work smarter, not harder. Right. There you go.
That's always been his motto. I kind of adopted it.
I got it from
Work
the army.
smarter, not harder.
They can work it, but they can't work it hard.
Yeah, and you know, I'm like 30 months pregnant, so you know, having her there was definitely helpful because I didn't have to do as much.
Right.
You know, so yeah. Okay. And then, you know, she doesn't offer what I offer. I have like a bounce house and a seesaw and all these other things that she doesn't offer. So, you know, her parents that came out, you know, were like, wow, this is great. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and vice versa. You know, my parents, you know, when they saw what she offered, was like, oh, wow, like this is really, really, you know, cool. So, yeah, and they was like, you guys are going to be here next week, right? We're like, yeah, same time, same place. Mm-hmm. Right. So, yeah.
So
the power of networking.
The power of network. Don't be afraid. Reach out to another business owner. You'll be surprised.
Yes.
You will be surprised. As a business owner, I can tell you, most business owners that I know, including myself, we are open to working with people that can expand our vision. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, let's get to it.
Get into it.
All right. Now, with us today, we have Ericka and Colby.
Yes.
I'm terrible with names. That's why I got the missus. Last name, please.
Wilkins.
All right. See?
Like, don't get me lying.
Wilkins.
It's okay. Don't put me on the spot.
And
Ericka and Colby Wilkins.
One of the reasons I'm really excited is this is a married melanated couple.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
absolutely.
For many years, me and the missus felt like aliens because at our age, not too many of our peers were they weren't married, and it wasn't thinking like we were thinking. Right. And for a long time, got to a point where we had to just say, you know what? We just it's me and you guys.
Yeah,
we just aliens out here, and no one's gonna be like us, and we just gonna have to do it. And then you know, when you start meeting other couples that are similar, it's like, and you guys are actually the first couple that we've met that actually we view as further along.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Especially in terms of staying together.
Yes.
Especially in terms of staying together. Right? So I am in class right now, and on that note, I let the missus go ahead and take it over.
Yeah, you guys are gonna school us today.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Well, we've been together 21 years, and we've been married for 16.
Okay.
And I know you and I briefly spoke, and I know you guys had some more years than that on us. So I was definitely excited to have you guys come on the show because you guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the first thing we want to know is, who is Ericka and Colby?
Yes.
Well, I'll let you start.
Wow.
He's good with this.
Wow.
Under the bus,
Of course. I am used to that. Mm-hmm. But when you say, well, you want to start from the beginning?
Well, we don't need to start from
Paraphrase.
Are we talking about personally?
I mean, like,
How we
well,
met?
personally.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Let's start there.
That's
Yeah.
When did
interesting.
you guys meet?
That's
Oh, okay.
interesting.
And then kind of like just give us a brief
Wow.
history of like you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we
30
we-
seconds or less. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, we were teenagers. I had moved from Brooklyn into Queens, and actually, me and her aunt, her aunt, we were tight. She was my homegirl.
Kathy.
Yes, her name is
She
Kathy.
I would love a shout out.
She's like,
Yes.
like your age?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and she was my friend, but really when I found out that that was her niece, I was like, wow, this is gonna work out really great.
Why did you say?
She was a young girl.
Yeah.
auntie.
No, wait. Why did you say it's gonna work out really great?
Because Ericka, her grandmother lived on 164th Street, 89th Avenue in Queens, and this was the block where everybody would hang out, and she would be in the window, and so
You wasn't allowed to come.
yeah, she was like the hot chick, all of my friends.
Yeah.
But I was telling them, I said, no, that's me.
That's wifey.
Yes, sir.
That was wifey before she knew she was wifey.
You got to know what you want. Go get
She'll
it.
tell you. I told her.
Claim it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So pretty much, that's how we met.
Okay.
Ericka was
15.
15 at the time. She was 15, and I was 16, going on 17.
Wow.
So yeah, the hip hop era. We grew up hip hop. The hip hop era, and we would hang out together, and we always were together. Even when we got married, her father said, "Colby and Ericka, Ericka and Colby."
That was his speech.
We grew up in the hip hop era, and we would hang out. And so and
I
it's
always like
pretty
to
much
say,
still the same.
not to cut you off,
Go
I
ahead,
apologize. Friends first, right?
Yeah, we were
Yes.
friends first.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
We
absolutely.
say that all the time. That has to be the foundation.
That's the glue right there,
Without
man.
it, it's just not gonna
Y'all
work.
thought we was making it up. It's real.
Yes,
So that
Yeah.
was good.
that was good.
That was good.
So he told the story.
Hey,
good.
bro, when I get it, that was good. I'm a chesty kind of like.
As quick as possible. He did a great job.
Okay, so then you guys started dating, and
Okay.
how long have you guys been married?
Yes.
What?
Since '96.
20.
I
I was
Since
go
90.
according to my daughter, one of my daughters, her age,
Right.
24? 23. 23 years.
23.
23
Two years before we met.
23.
Yes. So we
Yeah.
met in '98.
Yeah.
So 23 years.
23 years.
Married.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
We've been together, it was like
33.
34, 30, 33, 34
I
years.
was-
Oh, so you guys dated for about 10 years before you got married.
Right.
Approximately.
And I'll just say for me,
Mm-hmm.
you always got to make sure you're sure. I didn't feel it was a rush at that point in time. That's just how I felt.
Right.
But after the third child, but when she was coming along, I said, I think it's time.
And her
All right, we
grand-
locked in at this point.
That's it. Her grandfather said to me,
So
He said, "You
after
gonna
the
marry
second
her?
child, after the
marrying
second
my
child,
granddaughter?
yeah.
Wait, who
and-
asked that?
Her grandfather.
Oh, that was it was necessary.
The grandfather.
Yeah.
He put the law
Yeah.
down.
Yes.
He
So I
old
did it
school.
for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he old
I did
school,
it for
so he
us.
like-
Yeah, so it was after the second child, not the third child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I lost count.
I just want our audience to look at this, right? Ericka has been with Colby for 30-something years, right? Look at Ericka.
I know.
Just look at her. Look at her.
I hope it's
She
all right.
don't look like
Right.
she's qualified to be with someone 30-something years.
Wow,
Right.
thank you.
Yeah, you guys.
So
Neither
you-
one of you guys look like you.
Correct.
You're
Both
old
you
enough
guys.
to be together for 30.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think being married that helps.
Yes.
Happily married.
True.
Happily married, because you could be married and be stressed and just
No,
get old.
that's
Right.
true, and I agree. But we weren't always like
Of
perfect.
course,
No,
It
it's
was
not.
always,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
But that
things.
foundation was there.
Oh, yeah.
So
The
y'all
friendship.
went back to that happy place.
Right. And then having kids kind of young. I had my first, or we had our first at 19. He was 21. So it's a big deal when
Right.
you have kids young. For me, it makes a difference. Not to say that that's for everyone.
Right.
I think that with my children, they want to do it opposite, which I'm okay with.
Mm-hmm.
But it just kept us, youthful.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's what I believe.
I agree.
Yeah,
and I also agree that, like, not because you've been with someone for years doesn't mean you have to let yourself go.
Correct.
I'm an advocate for that.
I put that in my comments. Like, that's that attractiveness that I was talking about.
Because, if I met you and, you was looking like pow, pow, I understand we're going to change over the years.
Change.
But, I don't want it to be like...
I don't believe in fraud.
Got
Okay.
you.
Like,
All right. So you should try your best
Yes.
to present yourself in the beginning as honestly as you can.
right, no
So
one's
that
perfect.
you
Yes.
can continue to present yourself in a comfortable,
Right,
honest
that's-
manner.
Right.
For us, that's extremely important.
Yes.
I know some people might think it's shallow, but I don't think it's shallow. I just feel like it's called taking care of yourself.
You two have a great chemistry.
Uh-uh.
Not to turn the interview around, but
You really just did that.
I was
That was smooth, right? That was smooth. I like that. I like that.
I was claiming to be Oprah in my past life. So I'll do that. I'll switch it all around and start
So
questioning.
tell me about you guys.
You never know.
Got me
Take
laying on
it
the
off
couch.
of me. Let me take the pressure off.
She'll sit there and I know she's about to interview these people. And they don't know. I'm like, I tell my friends, you don't know you understand you're in an interview right now, right? Because that's what
So
she
we learned it
does.
from you two.
And we learned from you.
Are you really?
Yeah, then that's a blessing because we should
And
always
that's
be
all.
learning.
And what is it? You're never too old to learn new tricks. I learn from my kids.
Absolutely. Even the baby.
Yeah,
I think that's
they
important
teach me.
too.
So
Yeah.
you
Each
guys.
kid, we get better at parenting.
Oh, yes.
You guys
Yes.
been married longer than we do. I hope to learn from you. You guys can learn something from us. I don't know.
Of course.
Yes.
But that's what keeps us growing.
I love it.
I love it. I love it as well.
And it's big on energies too, because like you guys, I don't know. People think I'm weird a little bit, but I'll be weird. I like being weird. You guys
Weird
got
is good.
great energy. Like you said, you can feel. That's not something you tell.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
You can't make that up.
it's kind of like if you've been in business for 50 years and someone just started and they're pretending like they're doing something. You don't even have to ask the questions. You can just you can see it. Like,
Right.
You can't trick me because the pieces aren't there that need to be there. But from the time we came in, the body language, the energy, the way you guys greeted us.
Yeah,
Right.
Because how you project out into the world says a lot about how you feel about yourself. So
And the first
you know,
impression has to be the
like-
best one, right?
yeah, well, it didn't have to be, but
No, it does.
let it be the honest one.
Okay.
Let it be the
Let
honest.
it be the honest one.
Like my first impression is the honest impression. So, hate it or love it, I'm still me, and I'm gonna go to sleep comfortable.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
It has to be authentic.
Right.
That's important.
Absolutely.
Especially in relationships for relationships to
Yes. Because you can't pretend long term.
No.
You can pretend in the beginning when you dating and you spitting that game and you just saying whatever.
Yeah.
But once you seeing each other every day,
Yeah.
and now you can't pretend long term. You're gonna get uncomfortable pretending, and you're gonna start letting the guard down, and then your mate gonna be like, "Who are you? What are you doing?"
Because eventually you show up.
Right.
Oh,
You have to.
Eventually you show
Like
up.
those comments you see where
Yes.
like the women take off like their hair and their lashes and all that, and then the guy is like, "Who are you?" It's kind of like that. Eventually you can't keep up that
We did it.
that show. You
Right.
gotta take that stuff off eventually.
Eventually
You might as
show
well
up.
just show up and be who you are.
That's it.
You know, love
Because
it.
this is it.
That's it.
This is it right here.
That's it.
I'm gonna share a true story. Right. We were together 5 years before we got married.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did not have one argument that I can remember in the 5 years.
wow.
The
How did
weekend we got married, we fought like crazy in the hotel.
I was about to say.
It was on and popping. It was World War III. Man, you better stop. Who calling you? Who's in your? Let me see. Oh, this is my phone. You can't go through. What you mean? I just bought the car. You better let me see that phone. It was going down.
Wow.
Right? Why? Because both me and Chanel was kind of holding back a little bit.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And then when you got married, you're like,
Okay.
now I can be myself.
No,
but
no,
that
no,
other
no, no.
person.
Speak for yourself.
All right, well, I didn't think like that,
Right.
but I just didn't want to make her look bad. So
Right.
that was what she was doing, right?
Wow.
Listen, you about to.
I love it though. I love it.
You really about to try it.
Look, hold up. This ain't even about us.
It's really not. Because you already know how we do, okay? Yeah, we're going to have to talk about it on another segment.
Only because she's pregnant.
About the makeup. How about that? That's a good question, right?
Well, how are you interviewing me? And I'm like, well.
I'm telling you, man.
Slick, you gotta watch out for that one, right? Oprah, stop playing.
Right. This is called the Melanated Ericka verse.
I know.
We might have found a new show right here, man.
Right.
I told you.
Listen.
Didn't we discuss this?
I think he'll argue on purpose just to make up.
I don't
might
know.
be a secret.
See, we're the same.
I don't
size.
like arguing.
We're the same.
Neither does he.
either.
That's why he likes to make up.
Like, you know what it is? I have a hard time coming down. But I have a hard time going up.
Wow. Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So I would like to think I'm very patient. I like to think I'm a great communicator, right? Because I put a lot of emphasis on making sure that I say exactly what I mean. Now, if you don't understand it, that's not my fault. I'll explain it again.
Okay.
But if you replay what I said exactly what I meant. That's how I was raised. Say exactly what you mean.
Okay.
Okay.
And if I say exactly what you mean, and then you read between the lines, because I didn't put nothing between the lines, and you see something else, that's not my message, right?
Oh, okay.
So, with all that being said,
He see them daggers, them shooting at him. I'm like,
Well, you were saying that you the same size.
we're the
Right.
same sign. So like,
And I'm kind of
when we're hot, we're hot.
And what sign are you?
Libra.
Oh, okay. So
Them
Yeah.
scales got me balanced,
Yeah,
man.
so we
'cause-
that's a serious situation.
But I would give him. He's always the type to he would more make up before I would.
Okay.
I like peace.
Like
That's
you
it.
know.
I like peace.
just
You know,
want
I
peace.
got little woman syndrome, so I be holding on to it. I'm mad.
My childhood
But I've
was
gotten
very
better.
warish.
Okay.
In the first like decade of our marriage, like he would be mad for like a week. We won't talk to each other hardly.
Mad.
No, within a day. you
Until
know,
a psychiatrist
Okay.
told
Yeah,
us
we-
that we was being shilly.
And I'm just like, whatever.
Like, so
I'm just
wait.
gonna be
So
mad.
what changed after the week? I don't know. I got tired of not talking to him. Oh, yeah? So you think you could cut that down to about 4 days instead of a week?
And we were like, okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
I'm like, okay.
Well, if you could do it in 4 days, can you do it in 3 days?
Right.
Yeah, I can do
When
that.
she got down to a
She was
day,
like, can you do it in a day? And we like, wait, hold up,
I
what?
was like, hell nah. Nope.
But on the inside, I was feeling silly as hell because I heard it.
And I wasn't.
Right.
I
I was
heard
still
it.
like, nope, I need more time. No,
I don't know what that
We were
is.
I was 20 when I got married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know.
Straight out of Brooklyn.
I was just about to say that. Single parent home,
Right.
you know,
That's
so, you know, I grew up being tough. Like, I had to take care of myself. I had
Right.
to, like, you know, so I always felt like,
It's my guy.
I always felt like I had to, like, really go hard to defend myself.
defend yourself.
So,
I get it.
you know,
Right.
like, I never, like, feeling like I was being taken advantage of. And I guess I just had my own personal issues that I had to deal with. That
Well,
had nothing to do with him.
It worked itself out though, right?
But
It
it's
did.
not gonna be a candy walk. You
It's
know?
not.
Understand that
It's really
the
not.
beauty that you might see in me and my wife's relationship,
Yes.
and Ericka and Colby's relationship, I'm sure of it.
It took work.
The beauty that's
Yeah.
there is only because we refused to quit when we was going through the rough.
And he was very good with that. He was like, we're getting married and we're never getting a divorce.
I said it right before we got married. Listen,
And
it's a lifelong
even
contract.
when things get heated, he's like, well, we just gonna have to work it out because we ain't getting a divorce. And I'm like,
Loyal.
Like, you sure about
you
that?
can't trap me here.
Like we just gonna have to be mad till we ain't mad no more.
I like
love
to
that
say
about
it's an art. It's an art of like sitting in front of her house and just I'm not moving.
Yeah.
It's an art.
Like I'll wait.
I'll be here just looking at
Eventually you
Like,
gonna
why you
not be
still
mad no more. And we
But
gonna
then
talk.
after a while, you're like, it is kind of cute though.
He love me. Kobe is like like you know that fly
That's just in your face.
and you can't get rid of it. That's him. But one thing that I can say was important is that my family loved him too.
That
So
is
it was
important.
difficult for me to
Right.
just stop
Get rid of him.
because they wouldn't stop.
Now you see
So-
that
And that's how you know he was a good person for you.
Yeah, Yes. I'll just leave
More or
it there.
less, more or less.
Look at
I'll
the
just leave it there
importance.
because I can add on, but I'm gonna leave it there.
I mean,
He's
everyone,
awesome.
you
He's
know,
awesome.
I'm not perfect.
Right.
He's not perfect. You're not perfect. You're not perfect. You know, we all have our ups and we all have our downs. But overall, what's the substance that you get from that person?
Right.
You know, that's what you pretty much measure it on.
Exactly.
And I think communication also, because, you know, we were kids. So
Yeah.
we grew up with each other. We learned everything,
Yeah.
you know, together. You
Finish
know,
each other's sentences.
Finish each other's sentences.
You can have a whole conversation like this.
Give that
And then look, and when you want to laugh, you just do one of these. Now.
Like when I want to,
You done had a whole conversation.
If I want to
Exactly.
feel somebody out, I put them right in front of Erica.
Because she can
She-
interview him.
She'll interview them, and if they last the 5 seconds, I'm like, all right, we can.
But I come second. You have that initial.
Oh yeah,
You know, every
I'm
couple
the
has
scanner.
that.
I do the scanning, and she does the interviewing.
Because I don't have time. I'm like, listen, if I'm communicating with you and, you know, it's like you give and take. You want to learn from the next person and the
it's like
person want to
pulling
learn
teeth.
from you. And if it's like pulling teeth, then I'll just,
Yeah.
And see,
I
that-
get
that's
it.
awesome.
no. Not that you have to tell
No,
your whole
that's
life
awesome.
story.
Yeah, but be
However,
authentic.
yeah, just
you know?
general questions.
And
or,
it's okay to
you
be
know.
vulnerable. You don't have to. And there's different levels of vulnerability. You know, being vulnerable just means, you know, just giving someone a little sneak peek of who you are.
Exactly.
That's how people trust you, by you showing them who you are.
Right.
If you're too guarded, then then you're being pretentious, and then I can't really.
Right.
Right.
That makes sense.
The
Yeah.
energy gets all messed up.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
want to know who's in your
Right.
circle.
Right.
I mean, you have a whole bunch of circles. However, you just
Right.
want to make sure you connect yourself with people
Correct.
who are worthy of being connected to, in a sense.
Absolutely, because you don't want nobody wasting your time.
No.
And fellas
exactly.
out there, don't feel bad, because Chanel does the same thing. She's a way better judge of character
Yes.
than I am, in the sense that I kind of almost got too big of a heart sometimes. Like, I was the kid that brought home strays, right?
Oh.
I was that kid, right? So I would see someone messing up, knew that I was messing up when I was young, and then a part of me would go, you know what? If someone hadn't helped me, then I wouldn't have been able to change. And then I attempt to help that person, but what I had to learn is that not everybody wants to be helped.
Right. Right.
So she'll come in and she'll be like, that particular person, you might be wasting your time there. You
Right.
that person
That's
might
the
not
key
be
word.
ready yet.
right.
You might need to step away and allow them to go through the process.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's hard, but I'm learning it now.
Whenever they start out with that particular, you know, it's that particular person.
Right.
You're like, okay,
Okay, they bringing your focus in.
that particular
That
person.
makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense. I can add that Colby is really good with finding a lot of dear friends of mine, because maybe I don't open up too much, and I'll let him do. Let me put it this way: he has a lot of friends that happen to be women, and I know you guys did a segment on that.
We were cracking up.
It's a big difference, though.
cracking
Like,
up.
not a friend that's gonna call him every day.
Right.
Like, we don't have time for that.
Right.
But a general friends that he's like, oh, you would be nice to maybe have some type of connection with my wife.
Levels.
Type of thing.
Levels. Yeah.
Not this is my friend.
And she calling you
No.
up, talking about, hey, best friend.
Exactly.
That's
we
different.
don't.
Let's go
do
hang
that.
out.
Right.
Yeah, we
Right.
don't. We don't.
Now,
do that.
did y'all hear that? I wanted y'all to hear that. Don't get lost in the laughing now, right? She said there's different levels to friendship.
Right.
Definitely.
And what she's talking about is like that whole, what's the word? The intimacy level.
Yes.
You gotta be careful. Because I don't have an intimate, friendly relationship with a woman. That's not my wife.
Right.
Because that's gonna cause problems.
Yes.
It is. There's no way around it. Long term, it's gonna cause problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I know I don't have that type of friendship with anyone.
Right.
All of my friends, except my rocking chair friend, comes through Colby, or my old friends from elementary school.
Right.
They come through Colby, and I'm really connected to my family. That's pretty much it.
That's your friends.
Yeah.
And see, the
Ain't nothing wrong
beauty
with
of
that.
it there is that I think those people can be called friends because of how you said it. they're coming through Colby.
Right.
See, a real friend don't mind coming through your same-sex significant other that they are. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But if you got an ulterior motive, you're going to be uncomfortable around the other person.
Yes.
You're going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Very
You don't
uncomfortable.
want to stay in that space because the other person is already tuned in on that frequency you on, male, male, female, female, and they can pick up on those things.
Right.
That the other sex might not, that might miss.
Like yesterday, you know, we're in the car. I'm in the passenger seat, and he's getting around in the driver's seat. So this red little car.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm there stuffing my little pregnant face, and the woman, she's like, "Oh, are you coming out?"
Oh,
You see all that? She didn't do all that because we wasn't even looking at her in the car.
And
But
I
that's
was
how
like-
she sounded, though.
okay. That's how she sounded.
So he was like, yeah. So I'm like, don't be talking to my man. But I mean, she couldn't hear me or whatever.
It was just that mental.
I'm just like, see, this is why, this is why when we walk, I gotta hold him sometimes.
You gotta watch out.
Yeah, because some women, they try it.
I hold tighter.
They try it.
You have to hold on
They
to your
always
product.
Like that. Did you catch that?
I did.
Okay.
I hold tight. I ain't going nowhere. I put too much time in already.
I say that to say, whether it's a man or a female, people are gonna try it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're gonna try it, especially if they see what you have at home
Oh,
is good. They kind of envision themselves.
I
They
believe
kind of like
that.
cut you out and paste themselves
Right.
in there.
I
And
can't say that.
You know, the
that's not
crazy
true.
part about it is that we learn that a lot of times it's not even a conscious thing they do. Someone might be lacking what they perceive you to have.
Wow.
Exactly.
And they don't even consciously say, I'm going to destroy that.
Yeah.
Because that's not the motive. The motive is, wow, I want that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What can I do to just
And
get
the
a
natural
piece of
instincts.
that?
Right.
Just
But they
act
don't
on it.
realize they're thinking this way. But the action, see, the subconscious, it controls 90% of what you do.
That's true.
Do you guys jokingly say, well, I always say, you know what? You're going to bring her back. I'm telling you. You're going to take her, but you'll bring her back. I know she's pretty, but I say you'll bring her back eventually.
Well, I like that.
You're like, you know what? I don't know what I was getting myself into here. You can have her back.
Maybe with the kids, babe.
I like that.
I like that.
See, I never thought like that. But the truth
They
is,
bring the kids back.
I think she's been with me so long that you can't customize no more.
Yeah,
So
you always say your
But
ways,
it
right?
is true though. It is true because you're with someone and in the beginning everything is good.
Yeah.
But then when you really get to know someone, especially when you're living together,
Yeah.
that's when the gloves come off.
gloves come off.
Yeah.
So it's
And
cute.
at some point in time,
if you playing house, that's real cute. Until you play house. Then you
at
like,
some time the two become
yeah.
one.
That's
yeah.
That's where the beauty happens.
Yeah.
When the two start becoming one, that only happens in honesty, honest communication, right? And the two gonna start becoming one, and then something magnificent gonna start to happen.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know when that happened, but
know.
it started to happen at some point where
Yeah.
we stopped arguing.
Wow.
Because, like I said, the first 5 years of dating, honeymoon.
Right.
The first 5 years of marriage,
love and war.
Game of Thrones tonight. Okay? That was like the war on Winterfell, right? That was like the first 5 years of marriage. That's what that was. It was
Yeah.
a straight combat session, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, I guess it's those Libra scales, right? One up, one down, and then we came to equilibrium,
Yeah.
Right.
right? And the closer we came to that equilibrium state, that's when all gears started hitting,
Yeah.
like it was like the universe started opening up.
And
Right.
where were you in your age bracket, in a sense? Like,
In our 30s,
In
right?
Like early 30s?
Yeah, because I'm 36. So
okay.
And I'm
I didn't want to
38.
ask.
Oh,
But then that's
2 years.
usually
Yeah.
when I think
Yeah.
things level out.
And men, our brains don't even fully mature until we at the end of our 30s. So we have an excuse. We're technically retarded until we're about 30 years old. You can't hold that against us.
Right.
If
say
my
so.
brain ain't fully developed, you can't. I'm doing the best I can with what I'm working with.
I know some
like
in their
that.
20s that are still trying to get it together for her.
Y'all mature up at like early
Yes.
20s, right?
Yes.
So you're looking at us like, what's wrong with these dudes? And
Exactly.
we just a little bit retarded. Love us until we not so retarded.
Right.
no more.
Makes sense now.
Yes.
And that's
Okay.
exactly why, you get so, I don't want to say territorial, but, you fight to stay together. Because once you finally iron that stuff out, you're like, nah.
Like you put too much work in.
Right. We don't put
too
too much
much.
stock in this.
We,
Right.
we are together.
Yeah.
That's,
And you see what's
we
out
are,
there.
we are one.
I'm good.
What's happening? Scared me, man.
I say that all the time.
I
I'm like,
am
I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
I think so.
I give my single friends, I give them hugs. Like, listen, man,
Like-
it's tough out there.
Comfort hugs, right? Comfort
Like-
hugs. Like, bring it in. Bring
You
it in.
need you need a goodie bag or something. What you need? Like,
Care package, yeah.
Yes, you need a care pack. A care pack.
And I'm not even making fun, but I'm just really serious. Like, it's scary.
it's scary.
I'm like, and I'm old school, so I like my guys to be a certain kind of way.
Yes.
I'm not really
And I'm
attracted to
old
what I
school.
see these days. I'm like,
I like my
Okay.
women a certain kind of way too, because
Yes.
I grew up in a West Indian household, and they were generals. I'm not afraid to say that.
Right.
They were
Yes.
generals, and they worked,
Yeah.
and I wanted that,
You
Right.
wanted it.
so I went and got it.
Apple.
Now it wasn't all the way like how my thing was.
How he envisioned it to be.
I got it.
She's a
I
little
was
bit
like,
more advanced, but I understood that.
No.
But she overall the culture was so
right,
similar
right.
Right.
that it wasn't.
So our
hard
backgrounds was
to
able to
transition.
blend.
Isn't that a blessing though?
Yes,
It is.
It works.
It is.
Yes.
But we'll sit here and talk about you guys
Yes.
all
Or
day.
us.
It's so much that I want to talk about, but I really wanted to make
The
sure that we
business.
talk about what it is you guys
Yes.
do. Because
Okay.
that's what really attracted me.
You guys got to hit us.
To you in the first place, and then after Ericka and I spoke, I was like, "Wow, you guys are awesome!" Like,
Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you.
so I know you guys have a business together,
Yes.
and I just wanted to know, how did you guys get started in that business? And just tell us what the business is. Ericka. No, I'm just kidding. Whoever, it doesn't matter.
You talk so
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go again. All right. So the business actually started with Erica's uncle, the late John. They call him Strong John, and me and Strong, we were good friends, But I was always an entrepreneur, always. My first business was a lemonade stand. I built the lemonade stand right on the corner of Franklin Avenue.
Look at that.
Carroll Street, between Bedford and Carroll Street and Franklin Avenue in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Right? So I had a lemonade stand. I actually made it into a franchise.
Hey.
I got a friend of mine. I said, we're going to build another one.
What?
Up on Eastern Parkway.
Wow.
And so we would run up and it was
How old were you?
I think I was 10. I
That's
was
what I'm
10 years
talking
old.
That's outstanding.
Franchise
Now
That
look,
was
we're
my
not
first
making
business.
this up. Listen to me.
Yeah, that was my first business.
at 10.
At 10 years old. So I always was an entrepreneur. And at the time, I was working at a company called Rico. I was working at a company called Rico, and I was on the computer. And I was on the computer, and I'm just looking at stuff. But she told me, she said, if you start one more business, that's it. And I'm like, oh man. But I ran across a company that I will not, I won't
Right.
plug them right now because it's all about
We
Star
can talk
Celebrity
about
Cheesecake.
it off
All right now.
Shameless
Okay,
plug, right?
Wait, what was that name again?
Star Celebrity Cheesecake.
Okay.
Right.
That's the name of y'all cheesecake company.
That's the name
Yes.
of our cheesecake.
Star
company.
Celebrity
Star
Cheesecake.
Celebrity Cheesecake. But I was looking at this company, and I just said I could do this. I said I can do this. But her uncle, he was a chef, and I went home to. I said, hey man. No, first I was speaking to a co-worker of mine, and I said to him, have you ever tasted a Strong John's cheesecake? He said, no, but it sounds good. I said, I can bring you in one tomorrow. By the end of the day, I had about 25 orders at $25 a pop.
Wow.
But the thing now, I have to get the cheesecakes
Made.
made. So I went home to Strong, and I said, Strong, I found a way.
Knew he was gonna say
Yes, I said, I found a way, man. We can make some money. He said, how? I said, cheesecakes. I said, what? And I need 20.
I love it.
And I need 25 of them. He said, for when? I said, tomorrow.
It's probably like 6 o'clock at night.
Oh man! But needless to say, fast forward. We got the job done. I bring in my business partner, my best friend,
Yeah.
over
Yes.
here, because I wanted her to be a part of it. That was the thing.
Absolutely.
And but when I told her, she looked at me. She said, "Didn't I tell you?"
I knew it.
Right? But I said, "I got it. This is it.
Right.
This is it. Because we're big on we're ultimately just building our brand.
Okay.
So just fast forward, I went to the Art Institute actually. In 2004. In 2004, I went to the Art Institute because we wanted to basically legitimize the business.
Okay.
So I went to the Art Institute. We legitimized the business. We went from one store, which I had my son walk the cakes over there.
And how old was he at the time?
Tamar was about 15, I
Nice.
believe.
Probably, maybe even a little younger.
Maybe a little younger.
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, son, you're gonna take these cakes over to this store." So that was our first delivery, which was on Hollis Avenue.
Yeah,
and it was a
South.
Kennedy. It was a Kennedy
Oh, that was
Kennedy
the first
chicken.
delivery.
That was our first delivery. He gave us a shot, and we just took off from there. We went from one store to another store. One store that I will plug is one of the most famous soul food restaurants in Queens, which is the Rockaway Fish House. We went there as kids, and I always said, I want my cakes inside of this store. And so Cynthia and her mother, they gave us this shot.
Wow.
And
Outstanding.
And we've been there for years. People come there, they get great food, and they get a Star's celebrity cheesecake.
I like that.
Now I got a
Yes,
question.
cheesecake.
I got a question for you in that
Okay.
in that part of the journey, right?
Yes.
When you were doing all that, did you have a 9-to-5 job?
Yeah, I was actually working at a company called Rico.
Okay.
I was working in the parts department at Rico, and she was still in school. She'll tell her she is a
Yeah, so I was in school at the time, and I graduated from St. John's Pharmacy School.
Okay.
And then when I got my license, I told him, well, let's really move forward with the business, and you quit your job, and then at least there'll be somebody home with the kids, because that was important.
Right.
So he did that. It could have been too premature, because living off of, even though pharmacists make a great salary,
It needed to happen.
it's a lot when you have kids
Yes.
and just one income coming in, and then you start a new business. And so we've been through it. There's times I was like, I don't think that was the right thing.
Oh,
to do.
man.
Oh my God. So
Hey, it happened to us.
Everybody
Same thing happened to
hits
us.
that wall.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
know what?
Legacy
though?
building.
I said it
Yes.
was the best time
Yes.
because if I'm pretty sure it puts your back against the wall.
Yeah.
And when your back
On
is against the
numerous
wall, it's when
Yes.
you come out fighting.
With the
and you
most
produce.
amazing,
Yes.
Right. you
like the
produce-
most
you
brilliant
produce.
ideas come out of that space.
Yes.
Where you're not going back down that road you
Right.
just came from.
Yes.
You refuse to, but you don't quite know how to get going moving forward. If you stay in that uncomfortable feeling long enough, you'll find a way to go forward.
You'll find it.
because there are some businesses that are overnight successes, but it pretty much did what we wanted it to do. I really wanted him to just be there for the kids and the business sustain itself. So now that my youngest is in college, he's like the last one, we want the business to do more, because
Gotcha.
for
Yes.
all of those years since 2004, it was just doing what we wanted
Needed
it to
to
do.
do.
And
Right.
you manifested that.
Yeah,
You
so I was
wanted
like,
to sustain it.
Right. My thing was the kids and having him available and stuff like that. I probably should have wanted more back then, but it was just too much with work and the kids
Right.
and everything like that. But now it's time for us to focus on.
And really get it
Those
out
are the
there.
babies now. The
Yeah.
cheesecakes.
Yeah.
Now, I want y'all to hear what had just happened, because you might not have heard it or understood it just well. But just like with me and Chanel, one person is working and taking care of the financial responsibility
Right.
to allow the other person to try to explore a way to improve the situation. Right? Now, that happened with you guys, and I'm listening to it and I'm hearing it. You were in school, you were working.
Yes.
You finished school. You stopped working to focus on the business.
Right.
Because now you were supplementing a higher level of income than before.
Exactly.
And it's like leapfrog. I don't know if y'all see what's happening, but me and Chanel did the same exact thing. You know, the Army, I was in the Army, she wasn't working. And then she started working, and then I came out the Army.
Yes.
And then at one point, we both wasn't working, but at least I was getting some Army money.
Right.
Yes.
Right? And then she was working again, and I was focusing on the business. And then I was working, and she was focusing on the business and the family.
That's life.
Yes.
You know, and that's how, and then this last time, you know, she fired her boss in June, and I fired mine in July.
Okay.
And I haven't looked back.
That was what,
Now,
3 years
there
ago.
was one point in time where she went back, right? And we were really contemplating, like, should we, you know, I don't think we should go back to doing the
Yeah,
job
he didn't
thing.
want me to go back, but I still felt
I
it was necessary.
I was like, let's just focus on the business today. Why are we going back to the plantation? There's nothing there for you.
You become unhireable.
But then she went back.
She was miserable.
And it wasn't for the enjoyment of the job,
Right.
but she went back, and the experience that she gained as a director of HR it directly benefited our businesses.
Correct. Because I was very
Oh, okay.
strategic on
I
what
understand it. It
on
was
what
a
I was
good
going
thing.
back to.
Okay.
Because she
I
learned
didn't want to
all
just go
the
back.
Right.
behind the scenes stuff
Yes.
that happens in the office and in the
Yes.
business behind
Yes.
the scenes.
Right.
Like the hiring and the rules and the regulations and
that
the
makes
pays and,
It was
and
the right
all
decision.
she was HR director.
Right.
So she learned all of that, and we didn't even
In 6
realize the
months.
blessing was
Wow.
gonna. And then she got fired.
Oh, wow.
But that was the best thing that ever happened.
She got what she needed.
Cause that lady that fired her, she's in federal prison right now. But
Oh,
we
nice story.
ain't gonna talk about her. We ain't gonna
Another
talk.
segment.
Look, when the director of HR started questioning some stuff.
Wow.
But we ain't gonna let that
Right.
go. But it served its purpose, and
Right.
now that information benefits our companies for
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I know your health is
Interesting.
probably. I don't know
lot
if it
better.
was okay because I don't want to presume that it was something wrong. But when you work
Before this
together,
job, yes, before
it
this
just
job,
helps.
when I was working like in a hospital, like I started getting knee issues,
okay.
and I'm pretty healthy, but I was sitting for long
secretary.
hours at a time when I was doing billing.
Oh, that's what it was. Well, she was secretary before that, so it was still at a computer.
And my knees
now
just
you're
started
back at a
bothering me,
computer.
just out of nowhere. To the point where they were saying I may have to get surgery and all that stuff, and I was like, no way. So I
Yes.
ended up leaving the job, and that's when the first time when I left to work on our business, and then I think like a year and a half later,
Right.
that's when or 2 years later, that's when I went back, worked the 6 months, and then you know the rest is history.
Right.
You know, now we're doing this.
Yeah. I love when I do see couples that are working together. People, we get that question. Is it like always a good thing seeing your partner every day working with them? I don't have a
That's
problem
actually
with
one
it.
of the questions that we had to ask. What was the question?
In terms of roles.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So in terms of roles, right? Like, have you both ever bumped heads on who's gonna make the call in business? Like, was there ever
executive
Yeah,
decisions.
was there ever that friction?
2
that needed
hours
to be
ago.
ironed out? I love it, baby. It's 100% real.
we working every day.
Yes.
So I mean, and it probably literally was earlier this morning.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was something so
It happens.
minute. It could have
She
been the
wants
whole.
to manage me.
No, I was not thinking about that. I was thinking about something as simple as getting a box from Michael's, and whose job
and
it
who-
was to remember to get the box
Oh Lord.
for a cake. That's one of the things from this
And
morning.
we argue about
Just
stuff
one.
like
Small
that.
stuff.
Small stuff.
It's small,
Yeah.
but it can get big too.
I was just gonna say that. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? If there isn't a resolution made,
yes.
Right.
an equitable resolution, then that's a ticking time bomb.
Oh,
So
yeah.
for
They're gonna
us,
come back.
for us, because we thought about that stuff too. So, and now we're at a point where, you know, when it comes to administrative stuff, like I'm really good at it.
I suck.
When it comes to doing research, setting up meetings with people, you know, like that's my strong suit. So I kind of take point on that.
Right.
And, you know, and he'll just kind of come in and, you know, whatever.
I like to perform.
And then there's times when
I
he'll,
get
you know,
it.
we'll have a discussion like, okay, well, who's going to take lead on this? And, you know, depending on who's more passionate about that particular thing, I'll be like, okay, well, you can. Or, you know, I'll be like, oh, I'll take lead. Or
Right.
whatever. You know, so that's kind of like how we,
And
you know.
if it has to do with like speaking to a public audience,
Oh, please. I'll let him do that.
I I thrive in front of the audience. I love it.
I believe we may be related.
I'm telling you, man.
So I'll do more back end.
Hey, we are related.
I'll
We're
do,
gonna
like,
talk
the
about that
personal
later, though.
relationships,
Okay.
like
Okay,
how-
now.
All right.
All right.
Like, speaking
Are
from
we in the light?
Oh,
Okay.
you know it now.
See, you definitely will assist because you seem like you're really comfortable too. And I always say,
I am. I just don't want to be bothered, I guess.
no, that's
That
the
makes
case.
sense?
Yeah, you'll do it because.
Yeah.
However, you know that if it's something that
He liked to be on that
the
soapbox. So I
forefront,
be like, go on.
go ahead.
Look, growing up, I grew up in the church, right?
Okay.
So every holiday, I had a recital or something to do in front of the audience, and from there, I went to doing plays in school, and so from an early age, I got comfortable in front of the crowd. Actually, I love the crowd.
Right.
I love it. Like, give me the crowd. Let me do it. You know what I mean? But in terms of like putting it on the calendar and knowing to remember the dates and send the emails, and I'm terrible at that stuff,
Yeah.
but she's great at it. So I don't fight her.
Right.
We've come to a part where we identified, look, this is your strong suit, this is your strong suit.
Exactly.
She'll handle that stuff because it's up to me. I will miss the appointment, not on purpose, because I'm terrible at the
And
administrative
sometimes just to
part.
be spiteful, I'm like, I ain't even gonna remind her. I'm not
Look, you see that? You see
I'm
that?
like, I'm not. No,
Oh,
I'm
I
not
can
doing
tell
it.
you, the name is
But
Star
at the last
Celebrity.
minute, I'll be like, babe,
Like, we ain't gonna let this money leave out the household just because
you
you
want to
ain't
leave that
want to do it.
appointment?
Just to add on, I was saying the name is Star's Celebrity Cheesecakes, and his name is Star, is AKA.
Okay.
So that right there show you who's the one. But you
Who's
know,
the boss?
not necessarily.
No, that
the
just tell you
boss.
who name is on.
I'll run with that.
As a weekend, right? Who's the boss?
Right.
But that's the show. That's the showman. He used to
That's
be
the-
a
it's-
performer
this
in
is his
the
baby.
past too.
Oh, well,
Baby.
look, there
Yeah.
you go.
So
So you comfortable in front of the
Oh,
audience?
I'm very comfortable.
Yeah.
So are you still working as a pharmacist
Yes.
now? Okay, and I think you mentioned that you do something else too, right?
well, I am starting a consultation business.
Okay.
And I want to help other individuals get their business started.
Nice.
Yeah,
So,
so-
help, like
I actually have
startups?
some business
Yeah,
here.
I know so many people who don't know
Know
which
where to start.
direction to
Right.
go in.
Because, you know, it took us some, I don't know with y'all, but with us, we had no mentors.
Correct.
So
Okay.
we had to learn by trial and error.
True.
And if we can help new entrepreneurs, we should just give them that information.
Right.
But yeah, you have a skill that you can market
Right.
Would you?
and still help the community.
Right.
Do you do it for kids or just
I
adults?
would do it for anyone.
You and I gotta talk after
Oh
the
yeah,
show.
absolutely.
Hey.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah,
just
we
the
gotta talk
simplest
after the
things
show.
like people don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And Colby and I always plug people. You know, the networking thing,
Yes.
we're good at that. So we always just use that to help others because it's important. You know?
I feel like in the melanated community, like we have to help each other because there's no one else helping us. There's no website we can go to get
Right.
these resources.
Right.
Right.
So I definitely think it's very important to do what you guys are doing because we do it as well. You know, like to share
do it
information.
naturally. Yes.
Yeah,
So-
because we have to.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be where we are if a few people along the way didn't stop
Correct.
to share information with us.
Exactly.
Correct.
You always learn.
You got to pay it forward, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a great lesson in business. In business, is not so much about. It's not at all about being greedy. People that don't understand business think it's about being greedy, right? But if you listen really close to what Colby and Ericka just said, they help people. Like just because
Yeah.
they help people. And in business, if you make it a habit, not even in business, in life, to just be as helpful as you can to everyone that you meet, you become a center of influence.
Yeah.
Right.
You establish yourself as an extremely valuable person.
Because it's
And
not
when you
about
step into business, you will have a lot of people there willing to help you.
That's true.
Exactly.
and you can't be
That's
scared,
important.
and you can't be scared to give the information because you think somebody's gonna take something away from you.
Correct.
Yep.
I have actually, it's funny. We have a good friend of ours, and him and his wife, they're amazing too. My friend Bobby, we just actually partnered with Bobby Bobby Bunt Cakes. I will say,
Hey.
Bobby
Okay.
Bunt, he makes the most amazing bunt cakes. We just partnered with Bobby,
Look at that.
and what we did with Bobby is we said every mistake that we made, we're gonna make sure you don't
You
make
don't
that
make the same
mistake.
one, exactly.
There you go.
So we've been working with Bobby. He's in most of the locations where I'm at, and that's what you have to do.
That is
You don't have to be, don't be scared to give away the information.
Correct.
You can't be scared about
I
it.
think in our community, we worry about fear, like that crabs in a
Fear.
barrel
Yes.
kind of mentality.
Yes.
Like that fear of loss. If I give too much, it's going to take away from me. But it's the exact opposite. The more you give, the more you do receive.
Yeah.
Right.
There
There
are
is-
certain things though I can say that are important to make sure that we get it accomplished first before we share
Of
it.
course,
Right.
Of course.
However, it's just what he said. It makes sense. You want to help others because
Right.
it's reciprocal. It comes
Right.
back to you.
Right. Like a boomerang.
Like stuff that may be company specific,
Right.
right? Those kind of details you're not going to share with everyone.
Right.
You gotta get
But
stuff accomplished.
The
on
general,
your end.
tools that you can use around the business or in the business field, those are available for everybody.
Right.
Because believe it or not, there's enough out here for every one of us to be extremely wealthy.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just gotta believe it.
And let me ask you a question,
Not
right?
everybody does.
If I'm a business owner and I end up getting extremely, I'm already successful, but I'm playing make believe, right? Let's say I become a trillionaire, right? Business owner, right?
Yes.
I'm a trillionaire business owner, and you're my friend, and you don't have any business ideas right now, or maybe you do, but my business took off first, right? And I come and say, hey, friend, can you come and help me manage my business
Right.
for a couple of years because it's growing so fast that, it's getting away from me. I trust you. I'll put you in a leadership position. A lot of times the friend would say no if they're a business owner because they don't want to help your business. They feel like I got to focus on my business. Now, let me help you to just switch the gears a little bit in your head, right? Now, your friend brings you into his $1 trillion business and pays you, I don't know, a $1 billion salary. I don't know, right?
Right.
Your business wasn't making $1 billion.
Right.
Right. So now you can take that $1 billion and the relationship that you have now cemented, because as a business owner, when you help me in my time of need, that's like helping a parent with their child when they're in a time of need. All right. I'm going to love you long time.
Yes.
Okay. So now that my business is stable and you want to focus on your business, I'll tell you what. I'll put my trillions to help you now behind your business to
Right.
bring you up to my level.
Right.
And then we gonna work together on something together now,
Right.
additionally, that only trillionaires can invest in.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Right.
There's room for everybody to win. It's
That's
a win-win world, not a win-lose world.
Right.
If you're playing win-lose, at some point you're gonna lose.
Right. But you eventually find those people. You eventually find those people. but
Yes.
You have to go through
Yes.
so many people
The
to
law of
find.
numbers.
Right. Like we met you guys.
Yes.
Great minds come together.
Yes,
Absolutely.
indeed.
Great
We're
minds.
definitely going to stay in contact with you guys.
Absolutely.
Great minds come
I
together.
appreciate that.
Add you
for
guys
sure.
to our network, our circle.
Oh yeah.
Okay, look. We've been having so much fun. I just
I know.
realized that the time just ran out. This is the first time that we have gone to the time, okay?
Really?
So before we get out of here, well, we usually wrap it up right on time.
Oh, okay.
So before we get out of here, I really want y'all to see this. Look.
That's us.
Star's Celebrity Cheesecake.
Yes.
And these cheesecakes look great. And see, they are so awesome that they even brought cheesecake for the pregnant woman. Now, I'm just making that up because I know she want one, right? I'm working for her right now.
These are ours. These are ours. They bought it for us.
Hey, we got cheesecake. All right. So look.
It might not make it
vegan,
home.
our vegan cheesecake.
Those
was
are
amazing.
amazing.
No,
Those
no,
are- that's
no.
I already said I'm not all the way.
I get it. You're like a
vegan
flexitarian.
Yes.
I was there.
Yes.
I
Wait,
still
you're not
was
there
there.
no more?
I still
I've
eat
been
cheese
vegan,
and milk,
vegetarian,
and I still eat
pescatarian,
cheese.
flexitarian. So
I'm still cheese is my weakness. I
I'll
still
get back
eat cheese.
there.
Okay,
I think it's
gotcha.
important. I think that being a vegan for me or a vegetarian for me is important. So I probably will get back there in about a year or two.
Okay.
And then that's it. I'm not switching back.
Now look, for everybody, we want to let y'all know. We hope that we want to invite Ericka
Yes,
and
and
Colby
Colby
back to the
Yes.
show at some point in time.
yeah,
I know these guys are
absolutely.
really
Of course.
busy.
Absolutely.
but we would love to have them back because their energy is great. And we also want to thank you. Real quick, shout out your Instagram, Facebook.
Instagram. Okay, Star Celebrity Cheesecake, Instagram, Star Celebrity Cheesecake, Facebook, personal is Biltmore456, Instagram.
Built B-U.
BILTMORE, Biltmore456.
Okay.
All right. And Ericka, thank you.
Oh, thank
Thank you for interviewing us. That was awesome.
Next time it's gonna be serious. I'm gonna really get in.
You have
Like,
questions?
oh, what? I'm just
And
playing.
Kobe, I want to
Yes.
thank you for coming out. To both of you, awesome. Keep doing what
Yes.
you're
Thank
doing.
you.
You guys
Okay.
are a
It was
motivation
great.
for
It
us.
was
All
really
right.
great
It's an
having
honor.
you guys.
And
Thank
It's
you.
an honor.
Luck.
Yep. Few
Or
more
wishes
weeks. Next
with
month.
your baby.
Next month.
All right.
Can't
You look
wait.
beautiful.
Until
thank
next
you.
time, people, stay productive, support a black business.
Yes.
Melanated, you and I first. Peace.